Charles Wilhelm has become known as one of the country's top trainers for both horses and people. His approach to training focuses on educating the horse owner alongside their equine partners so they can form a strong bond and achieve an amazing partnership.
Okay. Most of the time when we reschool our horses, I use a Snaffle bit. And there's always a big discussion about 1 wrinkle, 2 wrinkles, 3 wrinkles. And I've heard it all over different country. And I've learned what I've learned is to fit it to the horse's mouth. And this is something that most people don't realize. Every horse has a different size mouth than the other one. Look at the lips on this one. This is probably better for the camera over here. This is probably a medium mouth. I got horses in here that the corners of the lips are right there, but yet they got a medium jaw. I have a small mouth and a medium jaw. So if you got a horse that has a small mouth, he may end up with 1 or 2 wrinkles, okay? But that's not the criteria. Now, this is my opinion, is that when I put a snaffle in a horse's mouth, I want them to learn to pick it up on their own into their mouth. I adjust it in loose. This is the horse's mouth, and they just suck that right up there with their tongue and pick it and hold it. That would be ideally, okay? And you talk to your dentist, that would be ideally, but probably maybe 30% of the horses will do that. But we can try, right? We can give them the opportunity. Doesn't mean they're going to do it, but that would be ideal, that when they start packing it themselves. That means that's a real acceptance, that they take that and own it, okay? So I'm going to show you how I adjust it. Now, I also use on all horses what I call a cavesson. Nose band. Most people, like in the English world, they really tighten it up. Okay? I don't not like tightening it up, but I do like it firm. If you notice, I got it tight, but I got a couple fingers there. And the reason is, and I'm not going to do that until I put the snaffle in, because I want it to open his mouth so we can put the bit in. The reason for that is I want to, till horses accept the bit, they're going to open their mouth. You pick up on the reins and they're going to open their mouth. I mean, any new horse that's never had a bit in his mouth, it's going to be gapped open. The tongue wants to come over the top of it, okay? So I got it on there loose for now. Now, I'm going to show you how I bridle a horse. And the reason I go through all this, because I can't tell you how many horses I get in here that says I can't bridle my horse. I put my hand over the neck just like I would the halter, except this time it's going to come right between the 2 ears. I'm going to present the bridle to my right hand. If you notice that the bit is just at the nose here, I take the snaffle, and I want the bit to lay just like this, okay? Because that's going to help me present it, okay? This has got a snaffle hobble, okay? So do this first, bring it up. See how she pulled her head away? Well, she can't escape because I got it blocked with my right hand and this bridle. She can't go away. So I can start blocking evasion before he even starts. Then I take my right finger here, open up the mouth, and pull it through easy, slightly with my right hand. All right? Then I take one ear forward. Now, this got adjusted, you know, I should have lengthened this, to be honest with you. I always try to judge it and then bring the other in or over it. That's the way I do it. Some people like to bring the ear back. To me, it doesn't matter because I play with all of my horses' ears and they learn to accept any kind of pressure. Okay? The throat latch, I like to leave a little bit of room. About like this here. So I can put 2 or 3 fingers in there. So that way when they flex, they don't get not choked, but it doesn't make them uncomfortable, so they won't want to flex at the pole. All right, this is the pole between the axis and then the first vertebrae. This is, so they flex like this. All right. Now, this is just barely making a wrinkle, so I'm going to make it a little bit longer so it's dropped down in the mouth. And then I'm going to show you how I do this. See, that's almost too far, see? So I'm going to take it up one. I'm going to take the adjustment on the top because I have 3 adjustments on mine. Now, this is how I'm going to tell. When I open the mouth, I can see where the bit is laying. Okay? It's not dangling down in here in the front teeth, and it's not back there into the rear teeth, set of teeth. If you look at the corners of the mouth, it's about, and when I open up the mouth, it's about a 1/2 inch to 1 inch. I don't want to see any distance more than 1 inch. Then it'll be too far down. And you can see how it's dropped down. In fact, I'm going to try it by releasing it one more hold, dropping it down. Remember, I went back up. I'm going to make sure cheek pieces are even. All right. Oh, hold on, sweetheart. Sorry about that. All right. I'm going to open up the mouth. See the corners? See, it's about 3/4 of an inch. I wouldn't. So with that I'd be happy with that because that'll encourage the horse to pick it up. And that would be ideal. Now, if I were starting the horse and putting the snaffle in the first time, I'd probably pull it up into its mouth to discourage the horse's tongue to go over the top. Okay? And to me, that's ideal fit right there. Now we can take and tighten the nose band, and I'm going to do it by shortening it so it comes up here. I can put 3 fingers in there. And here again, all that is when they open their mouth, they kind of bump into it and kind of encourage them to close it. And then the other important thing is make sure that it's adjusted here. Sometimes I see these bridles come down like this. Well, that's pretty much discomfort for a horse. All right, you want it just between the eye bone and the bottom of the ear so it lays in there comfortably. The strap that's on here on the snaffle is what we call a snaffle hobble. I have these made for me, and they'll fit anywhere from a 4.5 to a 5.5 inch snaffle. Okay, the idea is that when I pull on this rein and it leans up against this bit, that it help encourage it not to pull through. It kind of blocks it. Otherwise, if I didn't have it on there and she laid on it, really laid on it, it could pull through. The only 2 bits that work pretty good is a large O-ring, at least a 3.5 inch, or a full cheek snaffle, like we talked about in the other segment. I usually don't start using these, this offset D, until later on when they're pretty more broke in the face and I don't have a lot of resistance.
We hope you've enjoyed watching Charles Wilhelm's Ultimate Foundation Horsemanship. Remember, to find out more about Charles and to see how you can get the most out of your relationship with your horse, visit Charles online at charleswilhelm.com.